hopes of Champions League football looking increasingly slim, especially after that 3-0 defeat to Manchester City on Sunday. Right, Jodie and I are joined by the chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol. Right, Kaveh, how much pressure is this man under right now, Liam Rosenior?
I think he's under a lot of pressure. I think Chelsea's plan is to stick with him. They see him as their long-term manager. Even if they don't make the Champions League, they want him to stay. But it's a cliche, football's a results business, especially at a club like Chelsea. And if you look at their recent form, I think over the past 2.5 months since the start of February, they've won just 2 league games. And they are just as close to some of the teams in the bottom half of the table as they are to the teams near the top. If you look at the run in the Premier League, they've won just 2 of their past 8 games. They've beaten Aston Villa, Wolves. They've won 2 games in the FA Cup as well against Hull, Port Vale. But the results are just not good enough. And I understand the club putting out the message that they believe in Liam Rosenior and they're going to back him. But this has got to change, because my own personal feeling, and I know the feeling of a lot of Chelsea fans, is that something is not right. This is not Chelsea. There's something wrong with the body language of the players as well. And when you go to Stamford Bridge, it doesn't feel like you're going there to watch Chelsea. There is something missing from the club on and off the pitch.
Now, Chelsea have lost 5 of their 6 matches in all competitions, and their hopes of Champions League football are looking increasingly slim after that 3-0 defeat to Manchester City on Sunday. As you can see, our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, joins me now. Kaveh, how much pressure is Liam Rosenior under then?
He's under a lot of pressure. I mean, Chelsea managers are always under pressure, especially when they are not winning. And Chelsea are really in a terrible run of form at the moment. I think since the start of February, 2.5 months ago, they've only won 2 Premier League games. And it is really, really important that Chelsea qualify for the Champions League. So Liam Rosenior, he's got to convince his players that he's the right man for the job. He's got to convince Chelsea fans that he's the right man for the job. And he has to convince the people who appointed him to replace Enzo Maresca back in January that he's the right man for the job. Because I can speak for Chelsea fans, when they look at the football that's being produced on the pitch at the moment, they're not convinced that he is the right man.
And I mean, I think it's fair to say it was quite a surprising appointment when they brought in Rosenior. So surely from that perspective of the board, the people that brought him in, they've got to think, we expect a few bumps in the road because of his inexperience. Do they have to give him a bit of leeway?
Absolutely. Look, I think Chelsea's position is that Liam Rosenior is their head coach for the long term. They're going to continue to back him, even if results aren't great at the moment. They have faith in him. I think they're also planning on keeping him even if they don't qualify for the Champions League. But of course, we know football's a results business. We know Chelsea are a big club with demanding fans who are used to success. And they're just scratching their heads at the moment, thinking, what is going on at our club? Because what they're watching on the pitch doesn't feel like Chelsea. Where's the fight from the players? Where's the personality? Where's the character of the players? Last summer, they won the Club World Cup. Last season, they qualified for the Champions League. They won a European trophy as well. They were expecting to build on the success of last season. But you have to say, since Enzo Maresca left the club at the beginning of January, pretty much everything has